Now, here's a perhaps little-known fact. It was recently learned by me that the Boy Scouts actually started in England, where in 1909, an American named W.D. Boyce found himself on a street in London. A British scout came to his rescue. Boyce was lost, gave him directions, and he was so impressed that when he got home, he organized the Boy Scouts of America. That was exactly 100 years ago tomorrow.
To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
They're young symbols of virtue, honest, trustworthy, doers of good deeds, and builders of campfires. For a century now, the Boy Scouts have been the living image of a creed that's both corny and old-fashioned and charming in its innocence. Chuck Wills is author of Boy Scouts of America, A Centennial History.
Think of the vast changes in American society between 1910 and 2010, and yet, those same basic three principles: character building, self-reliance, good citizenship, and just getting out into nature, they've been applied consistently.
I will do my best to do my duty, to guard my country.
The Core family of Eastern Pennsylvania have been Scout members for 5 generations, going back to the late Edgar Core in 1928. Brad Core joined as a Cub Scout 6 years ago.
My grandfather and my dad was in it, so I thought it was kind of fun, so I kind of just asked my dad if I could sign up.
I learned a lot of skills, a lot of life skills, first aid, swimming. I can still build a fire.
Starting in 1910, the Scouts grew to 6 million members by 1970.
Be prepared.
Along the way, its wholesome reputation has been deeply etched in the national culture. The roster of Boy Scouts alumni is impressive. President Kennedy, Neil Armstrong, Hank Aaron, Steven Spielberg, and many, many more.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
But in recent years, the Boy Scouts have gone through some rough times. And membership has declined steadily, down to 4 million, as young boys find other ways to fill their time. Still, its supporters say scouting is as relevant as ever, that as long as America needs leaders, it will need the Boy Scouts to help form them.
And we're joined by a few of the young men. Guys, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Including, look, Anthony Thomas, the 2 millionth Eagle Scout.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Congratulations,
Anthony. That's a hard thing to earn.
And 4 of you are on your way to this status after this morning getting your anchor manservant badges, which I thought was really...
That's a special Bill Weir GMA thing. Oh.
A little too much starch, but we'll still give you the badge. No, keep it up, guys. We're proud of you. Thanks for coming in this morning. Thank you.